Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Louis Gisto Field. Pleased to bring you some Crawdads baseball here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. I can pitch to Pamelia. He takes this to the opposite field, and will it stay fair? It does. Curran will come around third to score. Back-to-back doubles for the Crawdads. First pitch to Hans is hit hard over to Werner. He's up with it.
Hello and welcome into Monte Vista High School. The Crawdads returning to their home field after a brief intermission to an away game in yesterday's game. Austin Oda alongside myself with the call. I'm excited to be here, a freshman at the University of Oregon, here to broadcast the Crawdads for you alongside Alon Desai this summer. The lineup first for the visiting Bay Area Force, who have seen the Crawdads recently, leading off in center field, Jafari Williams. In the 2 spot, Pete Savas. In the 3 spot at third base, Malachi Francois. In right field, hitting cleanup, Steve Eisner. Playing first base, Cole Schaefer. In the 5 spot, Josiah Bryant will be the designated hitter. In the 6 spot, Swaroop Pujari, the shortstop, hits 7th. Aaron Nathanson, the second baseman, will hit 8th. Roddy McGee, the second leadoff hitter, in the 9 spot. He'll be playing left field. On the hill today for the Walnut Creek Crawdads is going to be Fisher Johnson, who pitched in the opening game against the West Coast Kings. He went 2 innings in that one, gave up 3 hits, walked a batter, and struck out 4. The right-handed pitcher, donning the number 21, will be on the mound for the Crawdads. Defensively for the Crawdads, from left to right on the infield, starting at third base, it'll be Ryan Ellis. At shortstop, Matt King. Second baseman today, Jude Putz. And at first base, Ryan Brome. In the outfield, from left to right and left, it's Jack Ben Shoshin, who had a big game yesterday, both at the plate and on the mound, coming in and shoving in their extra inning game that will end up being played at a later date. In center field for them, Coleman Schmidt. And in right field, Casey Cummings. Behind the plate, putting down the sign, Zach Tajero. And like I mentioned, on the mound, Fisher Johnson, the right-handed batter. The right-handed pitcher. We're about to get underway here at Monte Vista High School. Jafari Williams, Pete Savas, and Malachi Francois to hit for the Bay Area Force. Hot outside today here at Monte Vista High School. Upper 90s. The heat, there's a lot of it. It's a little different weather than Eugene, Oregon for me. It was raining as recently as Tuesday.
To begin the ball game today, leading off with
a little bit of a culture shock.
Center fielder number 0, Jafari Williams.
Jafari Williams standing in the right-handed batter's box. Long, lanky batter wearing the number 0. Steps in. Fisher Johnson working from the stretch. The defense straight up. Johnson sets at the letters. The first pitch of the ball game is hit in the air, right side, foul territory, ranging over and letting it sail foul is Cummings. It'll be 0-1. As you can hear, game time temp, 97 degrees. 0-1 to the leadoff hitter, Jafari Williams. The 0-1 is lashed at and hit foul. The count is 0-2. Jafari Williams. Wide open stance. Hands behind his right ear. Johnson's 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. A slider over the outside corner. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. A good start from the righty Fisher Johnson.
Batting second for the Force, the catcher number 4, Pete Savas.
Fisher Johnson, Pac-12 player out of USC, a freshman from Aptos, California. He appeared in 1 game last year for the Trojans. I was on March 15th against UConn. Went an inning, gave up a couple hits and a run, a walk. He sets to the number 2 batter, Pete Savas. The first pitch, an off-speed pitch that tails towards the middle of the plate, and it's 0-1. A really, really nice start for Fisher Johnson. his first 4 pitches, all going for strikes. The 0-1. Savas takes inside on a fastball. 1-1. Johnson showed the fastball early to Williams in the first count of the game, went with the off speed. Here the 2-hitter Savas. His 1-1 is another fastball, this one in the left-handed batter's box, and it's 2-1. Fisher Johnson sets at the belt, looks in for the sign for Tejero. His 2-1 pitch, an off-speed pitch fouled back behind us. 2-2. Johnson showing a nice arsenal here, going mostly between the fastball and the slider. The slider was the pitch he used to get Jafari Williams out in the first at bat. 2-2 here to save us. Slider, once again, this time off the outside corner. And the count is run full. Pete Savas out of Pitzer College, Foothill High School alumni. Waiting for the 3-2 from Johnson. Here it comes. He takes up and in. And the first batter to reach base in the game comes on a 6-pitch walk by Pete Savas. Johnson was able to get ahead early in that count, got it to 1-1.
Third baseman number 21, Malachi Francois.
Then flipped ball and strike from then on. We'll bring up Malachi Francois, right-handed batter out of University of Laverne, hitting in the 3 spot. Standing in the right-handed batter's box, waves his bat, now calms it. Johnson, the first pitch to him. Just a bit low, maybe a touch outside, and it's 1-0. Savas on first. The Crawdads first baseman, Ryan Brome, holding him on. Francois steps out of the batter's box, checks the sign from his coach, and Johnson's going to take a step off the mound and reset. 1 ball, no strikes, 0-0, the Crawdads and the Force here in the top of the first inning. Getting his lead off first is Savas. Johnson sets and fires, and the pitch is a fastball on the inside half. The count is even at 1. Middle infield for the Crawdads at double play depth. The center fielder and Schmidt shaded a couple steps to the left field side of the second base bag. The 1-1 is actually going to be a pickoff throw back to first, and back in safely is Savas. 1-1 the count. Johnson sets, rocks and fires. Chopper, first base side, foul. Johnson once again ahead in the count, 1-2. This is a spot for Fisher Johnson where the first at bat against Jafari Williams, that slider, pretty devastating on the outside edge. He might look to go back to that one here. Ahead in the count, 1-2. Savas with a healthy lead off first. Johnson checks him, is ready, his 1-2. Off the outside corner, and going chasing is Malachi Francois for the second out of the inning. 2 strikeouts early here. The first 2 outs of the game for Fisher Johnson, both by way of the strikeout.
Batting fourth for the Force, the right fielder number 14, Steve Elsner.
A really nice pitch. Looked a little harder than his traditional slider, maybe more of a cutter off the outside edge. It'll bring in the 4 spot, Steve Elsner. Johnson sets, fires a slider on the outside corner. Nice spot to start off the at-bat. 0-1. Pickoff move, and back in safely is Savas. 0-1. Fastball. Brushes him back. Count is even at 1. Steve Elsner, number 14, in the right-handed batter's box. All righty so far for the Force. Johnson checks Savis at first, now gets ready. He's set. The 1-1. A slider. Catches the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Johnson continues to go back to that off-speed pitch, and it's doing wonders for him so far. He's able to locate it both for a strike and able to also get hitters to chase. A really nice pitch. Here's his 1-2. Slider. Catches the outside corner. Elsner thought he checked his swing. He did not. It would have been a strike anyway. No runs, no hits, no errors. A runner left on. That was on a walk. Fisher Johnson strikes out the side. We come back. The Crawdads hitting here on the Crawdads live stream. Bottom of the first inning here at Monte Vista High School, the home for the summer of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. The top of the lineup, Coleman Schmidt, Jack Ben-Shoshin, and Ryan Ellis to lead it off. Coleman Schmidt, the center fielder. The rest of the Crawdads lineup is Ryan Brome in the 4 spot, Matt King in the 5 spot, Joey Donnelly in the 6 spot, Zach Taharo, the 7 hitter, Casey Cummings, the 8 spot, Jude Putz hitting 9th, ending off the order on the bump for the Force, Antoine Valario. His first pitch to Schmidt is a fastball on the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Schmidt has been on a tear to start this season. Leads the team with a .529 batting average as the 0-1 is hit foul back behind the screen, and it's quickly 0-2. Schmidt, like I mentioned, a .529 batting average, 9 for 17, 2 home runs, 7 RBI. Also has added 4 stolen bases. Also scored 7 runs. The 0-2. Strike 3 call, the fastball on the outside corner, and a good start to the game for Antoine Valario. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, just like what we saw in the top of the first inning with Fisher Johnson. It'll bring up Jack Ben-Shoshin. 231 his average. 3 for 13, 5 runs batted in. The first pitch to him. Fastball on the outside edge, and it's 0-1. Ben Shoshin came in to pitch yesterday, the 11th inning, as the 0-1 is down low. Came in with a ghost runner on second. That runner advanced on a wild pitch. What he did after that, struck out the next 3 batters to send it to another extra inning. The 1-1. Off-speed pitch on the outside, and it's 1-2. Ben Shoshin playing left field today. The 1-2. Chopper, third base side, fielded on the backhand. Long throw to first is in time. And a nice play there by Malachi Francois to get the second out of the inning, 5-3. And there's 2 outs.
Batting third for Walnut Creek, the third baseman.
0-0 the score. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Ryan Ellis comes to the plate. 267 his average. Steps in from the left side. First pitch to him. Down and a little away. 1-0. Ellis 4 for 15 on the year. He's driven in a run. He swings through an off-speed pitch, and it's 1-1. Ryan Ellis, out of St. Mary's College, the sophomore. The 1-1. Down and in. Ellis, as a freshman, started 28 games. He had a really solid season for them. Hit .247, but had 18 walks to just 13 strikeouts as the 2-1 is tapped foul. He had a .393 OBP that year, but lost a lot of playing time in this 2022 season. Only played in 4 games. He had a hit in his first and last at-bats of the season. Nothing in between. Here it's 2-2 to him. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 1st. He takes up high. The count is run full. Antoine Villario on the hill. Works quickly. His 3-2 pitch off the outside, and Ellis works a full count walk to give the Crawdads their first runner of the game. A nice long at-bat from Ellis. Allows him to spot the pitcher a little bit better. 6 pitches. Ryan Brome now, the 4-hitter. Freshman out of Texas Tech. The first pitch to him. Chopper, first base side, just outside the chalk, foul. Brome so far on the season, it's been very solid. 4 for 10, 5 RBI, also 5 walks to just 3 strikeouts, showing some good discipline early on in the season. 2 of his 4 hits are doubles. The 0-1. Chopper up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher, and no one's going to be able to recover it. It'll go as an infield hit for Ryan Brome. Antoine Villario kind of just stuck his glove out. His pitching motion causes him to fall off to the left side, and he was unable to recover from there. Then after that, Nathanson and Pajari couldn't corral it, make anything happen. Runners on first and second for Matt King. Steps in from the right-handed batter's box. Waves his bat. Ellis takes a healthy lead off of second. The first pitch, fly ball, right center and shallow. Ranging back onto the outfield grass, Nathanson, and he makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 runners left on base for the Crawdads. Led to the top of the second, 0-0 the score here on the Crawdads live stream. Top of the second here at Monte Vista High School. Austin Odo with the call. The Crawdads
Leading off
and the Force tied
second inning,
at nothing.
number 22, Cole Schaefer.
Fisher Johnson worked through a scoreless top of the first, striking out the side, worked around a walk. Faced Cole Schaefer, the first baseman here. His first pitch, a fastball, hits the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-1. Johnson working exclusively from the stretch. Sets for the 0-1. Slider. Got him to bite. Nasty pitch. And it's quickly 0-2. Johnson sets at the belt. He's ready. His 0-2 pitch off of the fist, but right to the shortstop, Matt King, who makes the play. L6. There's one out here in the top of the second. A really nice job there by Johnson. He started him off with a fastball at the bottom of the zone, then changed the eye levels, going away with his slider, got him to chase, and then went back inside with that fastball. Right off the fists. We'll bring up Josiah Bryant, the designated hitter, in the 6th spot. Johnson, first pitch, slider, beauty, catches the inside part of the plate, and it's 0-1. The 0-1, fastball, left up high, and it's 1-1. Josiah Bryant, out of St. Ignatius in San Francisco, attends Cal Baptist University, takes the 1-1, down and away, and it's 2-1. Crawdads defense, straight up, corners playing a little bit deep. The 2-1, slider way outside. It's 3-1. In left field, Jack Ben Shoshin playing pretty shallow. The rest of the outfield about medium deep. The first time that Johnson has really fallen behind in this one. It's 3-1, runs in and hits him. So for the second straight inning, a free batter. After the first out of the inning, Fisher Johnson now going to have to work around a 5-pitch, what would have been a walk. It was a hit by pitch. Fastball just ran too far inside. In the box right now should be Swaroop Pujari. First pitch to, looks like this is Aaron Nathanson.
Second baseman number 7, Aaron Nathanson.
Nathanson originally slotted in the 8th spot. Heading in the 7th place instead. Swaroop Pujari was originally in the 7th spot. He's on deck. 1-0 and a pickoff move. Bounds off the glove of the first baseman. Nothing doing. Nothing, still the score here in the top of the second. 1 out. Fisher Johnson on the bump. The 1-0. Hit off the fists, foul. Aaron Nathanson in a 1-1 count. Nathanson out of Laney College. Featured on Last Chance U a couple seasons ago. 1-1 to him here. Left-handed batter. Johnson checks the runner on first. He sets, he goes. Fastball. Little outside, maybe a tad high. And it's 2-1. So after getting ahead of the first 5 hitters he faced, a 3-1 count to Josiah Bryant. 2-1 count to Aaron Nathanson. Trying to come back in the strike zone here. The 2-1. Fly ball, left field, shallow. Ben Shoshin, ranging over a couple steps to his right, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And Nathanson retired.
Batting eighth for the Force, shortstop number 11, Swaroop Pujari.
We'll bring up Swaroop Pujari. Pujari from Yorktown Heights, New York. A little bit of a travel to get out to the Bay Area. Takes the first pitch away, gets behind the catcher. He's still unable to find it. Tejero is finally going to retrieve it. It's actually Johnson. He's going to throw it to third. The throw goes short and into the outfield where Ben Shoshin picks it up finally, and sloppy play from the Crawdads. The Force are going to have a runner on third with 2 outs. But a runner on third, 2 outs, it's a lot easier of a scoring situation for the Force than a runner on first 2 outs. It was a ball that could have been blocked by Tejero. I think it's going to go as a wild pitch. Squirted to his left, was unable to find it. Not a lot of communication from these Crawdads to help him find the ball. The 1-0. Same spot, misses down and away, and it's 2-0. The runner on third, Josiah Bryant. Johnson in a 2-0 count with Pujari. Here it comes. Lined back behind the screen, foul. 2-1. Pujari, a right-handed batter. Hands held close to his chest. Johnson, his 2-1. Slider, way outside, and it's 3-1. The Force today, bright orange tops, gray baseball pants, an assortment of helmets. The 3-1, hit back behind the screen, foul. The Crawdads, in their home reds, white pants, black socks, black hats. It's a good look for the Dads. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on third. Nothing the score here in the top of the second. Johnson sets, fires. Line drive up the middle, base hit. It'll get through. And the Force score first on an RBI single by Swaroop Pujari. Really nice at bat from Pujari. Works 3 balls, saw a couple pitches foul, was able to take one right back where it came from. It was clear that he was seeing the ball well in that at bat. Was right on it the whole time. Now, that wild pitch really hurts. 1-0. The first pitch to Roddy McGee is swung on and missed. 0-1. 1-0 Force here in the top of the second. Johnson on the mound for the Crawdads. 0-1 to Roddy McGee as he swings through the 0-1 pitch off the outside, and it's 0-2. Pujari, the runner on first after he singled home Josiah Bryant. Here, it's 0-2 to Roddy McGee. Johnson sets the 0-2. Right down the middle, but called the ball. Might have been a bit high. I think Tejero was set on the outside corner. Because the pitch came to the inner part of the plate, it changed the eye levels of the umpire. I'm under the impression that that wasn't one, it was a strike. The 1-2 pitch. This one's right down the middle. Strike 3 called. Fisher Johnson escapes the jam, but not after a run. A hit, an error. One runner left on. We'll head to the bottom of the second here on the Crawdads live stream. Bottom of the second here at Monte Vista High School. The Crawdads now trailing this game 1-0. These two teams played pretty recently. Second game of the season for the Crawdads was against this same Bay Area Force team. They won 13-4 in that one. Joey Donnelly, Zach Taharo, Casey Cummings due up. The first pitch to Donnelly. He takes strike one, an off-speed pitch on the outside. It's 0-1. Donnelly, a freshman out of UC Berkeley, another Pac-12 player for this Crawdads team. Didn't appear in the 2022 season, as the 0-1 is a fastball on the outside, and Donnelly takes it the other way, but foul. 0-2. Donnelly played primarily first base in high school, but listed as a catcher in college, as the 0-2 is fisted that same way. Almost the exact same location. Count stays at 0-2. A really, really nice start to the season for Joey Donnelly. 429, 3 for 7, 3 RBI. The 0-2, an off-speed pitch, runs up high, and it's 1-2. The last time these two teams played, Donnelly had 3 hits, went 3 for 5. 1-2. Runs outside. 2-2. 1-0 Force here in the bottom of the second. 2-2 to Joey Donnelly. He swings through a good fastball on the outside for the first out of the inning. Antoine Valario looking solid so far. Gave up a hit and a walk in the first inning, but already 2 strikeouts. That'll bring up Zach Taharo, the catcher today. The sophomore out of the College of San Mateo. Played for the Crawdads last season. First pitch to him. Fastball just off the outside edge, and it's 1-0. Taharo on the season. It's been the primary catcher, him and Joey Donnelly. Split time. Taharo 2 for 5, 5 RBI. He takes on the outside. 1-1. Also 4 walks on the season for Zach Taharo. The 1-1 is fouled back. 1-2. Valerio sets at the letters, his 1-2. An off-speed pitch that comes into the inner part of the plate, and Taharo fouls it back. Zach Taharo, the first person on the Crawdads I had the pleasure of talking to when I arrived today. I was talking to Coach Cummings about being a coach, picking his brain about what it means to be a coach, as the 1-2 is swung on and fouled off right to the outside of Coach Cummings. It's a really interesting conversation to hear someone in Brant Cummings who he's been coaching for a while. He knows it just about as well as anyone, and just to hear him talk baseball was pretty amazing. 1-2. Fastball just misses off the inside. The catcher, Pete Savis, thought he got him. He was already trying to fire it around the horn. Didn't get the call on that one. A little bit of payback from the last half inning. The 2-2. Taharo takes up and away. 3-2. With Zach Taharo, there's just always something about catchers where they're so cerebral. They understand the game on a different level, and it was clear as soon as I walked in that he was just one of those guys. The 3-2. Taharo takes this one the other way as well. That'll get into the trees, but foul. The count stays at 3-2. A long, solid at-bat from Zach Taharo. Again, 4 walks on the season, only 1 strikeout. The 3-2. And that's the second strikeout of the season for Zach Taharo. He swings through an off-speed pitch as Pete Savis tries to go around the horn with it. Instead, throws it over his third baseman's head. Second out of the inning. Second strikeout of the inning. And this Antoine Valario, he can pitch. He kept fighting in the last at bat against Tejero as Tejero kept fouling off pitches, consistently going the other way. And on the 3-2, went to the changeup. Knew he would chase. Casey Cummings, now the hitter, takes outside for ball 1. Cummings on the season, 3 for 10. A double and an RBI. The 1-0. Off-speed pitch, taken on the outside corner. And it's 1-1. Antoine Valario, the pitcher, is 1-1, is taken for strike 2. Antoine Valario playing against a couple of his teammates from Chabot College. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Wow, nice pitch on the bottom half of the plate. Made Casey Cummings look bad. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 strikeouts for Antoine Valario. We'll head to the top of the third with a Force lead 1-0 here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads live stream. Top of the third inning here at Monte Vista High School. 1-0 the score. The Force lead the Crawdads. Austin Oda here with the call. Fisher Johnson back on the mound. He's been solid through his 2 innings. Has 4 strikeouts. Did give up a run. Top of the lineup, Jafari Williams, Pete Savis, Malachi Francois. 1, 2, 3 for the Force. First pitch, runs in and hits Williams on the back. Pretty much straight on that number 0. Williams is going to hustle his way to first. And Williams, he's got wheels. He can run. Would not be surprised if he takes off first pitch here. Bring up Pete Savis. Savis in his first at bat, reaching a walk. Williams takes his lead off first, and I think Fisher Johnson knows what he wants to do. He immediately picked off. Didn't even give him a look. Want him to know, hey, we're thinking about you over there. Williams takes his lead off first. The first pitch is fouled back, and it gets a piece of Tejero. Takes a little stumble. Takes a walk to come talk to Fisher Johnson. Tough take from Zach Tejero behind the plate, but he's a fighter. He got right back up. He'll get back into his squat. Home plate umpire giving him an extra minute. He's dusting off a home plate that's pretty clean. Tejero ready to go again. So is Fisher Johnson. Williams takes his lead off first. Pickoff move, Not in time. Williams, not a guy you want to let on base for free. A lot of speed. The 0-1, and Savis calls time. 1-0. The Force lead the Crawdads. Crawdads still undefeated on the season. A couple times in last night's game, it looked like that was going to change. Game actually never finished. The 0-1. The runner goes. The throw to second is not in time. Hits into the back of the runner going. Took a hop. The pitch was a swing and a miss on a slider. So Williams is going to go to second on the steal. 0-2 the count. Savis walked in his first at bat, now in an 0-2. Williams gets his lead off second. Not as big as the one off first. The 0-2, he runs again, and the pitch is fouled. And Jafari Williams, he has a plan out there. He gets on base almost immediately. It's a walk that turns into a triple with his speed. A couple weeks ago, I went to a minor league baseball game up in Eugene, and the Angels minor league sister had this guy that was 6'8". And I don't know how tall Jafari Williams is, but his strides are about as big as that kid that was 6'8". He can run. Johnson sets at the belt. He checks the runner from second. The 0-2. Grounded back up the middle. Behind the second base bag, and it actually hits over the second base bag. Williams is going to come in to score. Savis, an RBI single and a tough break for the Crawdads. Behind second base that time, Jude Putz looked like he had the play on it, but the ball came up, bounced behind the second base bag, off of the bag and into center field. And two bad breaks so far for the Crawdads have put them down in this game 2-0. Bring up Malachi Francois. Struck out in his first at-bat in the first inning. Swings through a really nice slider, and it's 0-1. 2-0 now. The Force lead the Crawdads here in the top of the third. Johnson looks in for the sign, checks the runner on first. Sets and fires. A slider, a beauty, catches the inside part of the plate, and that slider is dancing. Fisher Johnson quickly in an 0-2 count. First pitch, a slider that swung on off the outside. Second pitch, a slider. Started on the inside and works back in. Pickoff move, not in time. The 0-2. Johnson checks in. Savis gets his lead off first. The 0-2 is going to be a pickoff back to the bag. Not in time. Count stays at 0-2. Middle infield double play depth. Johnson sets at the belt. He looks in. He fires. Slider hit into the gap left center. Ranging over both Ben Shoshin and the center fielder Schmidt. And Schmidt reaches in front of Ben Shoshin to make the catch. The first out of the inning. A play that probably should have been a little easier than they made it out there in left center, but an out is an out, and with the breaks that the Crawdads have not been getting so far, they'll take that one. F8 in the book. It'll bring up Steve Elsner. In his first at bat, he struck out to end the first. He swings through a heavy fastball, and it's 0-1. Elsner, not on the roster I have. The 0-1 is a slider that catches the outside part of the plate, and it's 0-2. 2 straight 0-2 counts. Actually, 3 straight 0-2 counts for Fisher Johnson. Pickoff move not in time. Johnson in his first outing went 2 shutout innings, so already this is the longest outing so far of his summer. Runner on first, 1 out. That runner is Savis. His 0-2 pitch to Harrow sets on the outside, and it's a slider, and he gets Elsner to chase the second time he's gone down swinging for the second out of the inning. Really nice pitch there by Fisher Johnson. He's gone pretty much exclusively fastball slider so far in this one, but that slider's been working. Crawdads pitching coach is going to head out to the mound to talk to his young pitcher. Harrow joins them on the mound. And a really quick conversation. I think it was just a fist bump. Hey, you got this. That's all. Fisher Johnson. I mean, really, it's just been some bad luck for him. He's got 5 strikeouts already through 2 2/3 innings. In the last inning, it was a hit batter, a wild pitch, some miscommunication, and a single. This inning, it was a hit batter, a steal, a ball that hit the second base bag. Not a lot of hard contact. The first pitch to Schaefer runs high, and it's 1-0. Schaefer started that short second inning rally. Actually, he didn't start the rally. He started the inning with a line out to the shortstop. Pickoff move. Nothing doing. 2-0. The Force lead the Crawdads here in the top of the third. Pickoff move. Had him leaning a little bit, but back in time is Savis. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Johnson, this could be his last batter. He sets at the belt and fires. Fastball swung through, and it's 1-1. I saw Colson Abel working in the bullpen a little bit before this. He might be the piggyback pitcher. The 1-1. Slider. Swung through on the outside part of the plate, and it's 1-2. Another 2-strike count for Fisher Johnson in this inning, trying to get his 6th strikeout of the day. He sets at the belt. Savis takes his lead. The 1-2 pitch. Slider, chopped to third. On a big hop, fielded, thrown on to first in time. If that's the day for Fisher Johnson, it was a nice one. 5 strikeouts through 3 innings. Crawdads trailing 2-0 when we come back here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads live stream. Back here in the bottom of the third inning, Monte Vista High School, the Crawdads, and the Bay Area Force. Crawdads trailing 2-0. But a really nice outing for Fisher Johnson. In the inning, it'll be 9-1-2 Jude Putz Coleman Schmidt, Jack Ben Shoshin. Jude Putz, the shortstop, leading off the inning. Out of the University of Arkansas. Didn't play a game for Arkansas this season, but he was one of the top recruits in his state when he was in high school. The number 7 overall player in Missouri, the number 3 shortstop in the state. That Arkansas team that he was on this season, I mean, it's a good Arkansas team. It's a good Arkansas program. This Crawdads team got some legitimate D1 talent on it.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning for Walnut Creek.
Jude
The
Putz,
second baseman,
with
number
that said,
4, Jude Putz.
he struggled a little bit this season. 1 for 12. 3 runs scored. 2 strikeouts. First pitch to him. Swings. Chopper, third base side. Francois up with it. He'll throw high to first. The tag comes from the first baseman. And a nice play there by the first baseman, Schaefer, as the throw pulled him off the bag, but he was able to come down with the tag to make the out. 5-3 goes the put out, and Jude Putz is retired for the first out of the inning. Putz went first pitch swinging.
Center fielder, Coleman Schmidt.
Some soft contact to the third base side, and that'll bring up Coleman Schmidt, who, after going 0 for 1, average dropped to 500. So, pretty good start to the season for him. He takes an off-speed pitch low. So far today, Antoine Valerio has been pretty fantastic. 4 strikeouts through 2 1/3. Only allowed a hit. Heavy dose of fastballs from him. He likes to work quick. His 1-0. Schmidt takes a fastball on the outside edge, and the count is even at 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Crawdads trail 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Valerio sets and delivers. Schmidt, liner into the gap. And that'll get down and it'll get to the wall. Schmidt tearing around first is going to head to second. Will he try to go to third? He will not, as the left fielder is able to come up with it. And Coleman Schmidt continues his tear to start this season. His average dropped to 500 in his last bat. He said, hey, let me bring that back up a little bit. He's now 9 for 19 to start the season. His first double. The Crawdads for the first time today, or the second time today actually, have a runner in scoring position, this time with 1 out, and it'll bring up Jack Ben Shoshin. Really nice piece of hitting there by Coleman Schmidt, driving the ball into the left center field gap.
Left fielder, Jack Ben Shoshan.
Jack Ben Shoshan, right-handed batter. 0 for 1 today, chopped a ball to the third base side. The first pitch to him in his second at bat is taken tight. 1-0. Ben Shoshan waits, takes the fastball. That hits the outside edge, and the count is even at 1. Schmidt stands off of second. Ben Shoshan. The 1-1. Just off the outside, maybe a little bit low, and it's 2-1. Runner on second with 1 out for the Crawdads' second place hitter. Valerio tosses the ball in his hand, now sets at the letters. Slightly bent. Pitch is in the dirt, nicely blocked there behind the plate by Savis. Count. Hitters count 3-1 to Jack Ben Shoshin. Gonna look to attack and a fastball count. Big gap in right center. The 3-1 taken just outside, ball 4. Second walk of the game for the Crawdads. It'll bring up Ryan Ellis. Ellis, so far today, 0 for 0. Took a walk in his first at-bat, worked a full count.
Third baseman, Ryan Ellis.
Solid player for St. Mary's. The first pitch, as Valerio takes a long time to check Schmidt at second. Schmidt definitely making him think out there as the first pitch misses well outside. A guy that had really good command his first couple of innings. Maybe fatigue. Maybe just some distractions out there on second base. Coleman Schmidt, 4 steals so far in the season. It's been a spark plug as the 1-0 misses well outside again, this time on an off speed. It's 2-0. Ellis, like I mentioned, walked in his first at bat. Two balls, no strikes. Schmidt dancing off second base. The 2-0. Well outside again, and it's 3-0. All of a sudden, this game is slowed down. Antoine Valerio is laboring in this inning so far. A double by Schmidt, a long walk by Jack Ben-Shoshin. Now Ryan Ellis in a 3-0 count. And Valerio trying to come in here. 3 balls, no strikes. Schmidt off of second, the 3-0. Misses away one more time. The bases are loaded. 2 straight walks. Walks, not fun. No one wants to watch walks. The pitcher hates it. Catcher hates it. The umpire hates it. I'm sure these Crawdads will take it. But they want to be putting the bat on the ball. It's a good hitting team. Bases are going to be loaded when Ryan Brome comes up. Brome is 1 for 1 on the day, singled in his first at bat. Ryan Brome had some solid college experience this year at Texas Tech as a true freshman. He didn't receive any playing time in the regional, but Texas Tech, Georgia Southern, Notre Dame, all in that one regional. It's a really solid regional. First pitch to Brome. Swung on. Hit to the left side. It'll drift foul. 0-1. Brome got a single in his first career at bat against Georgia Arias. Had a really solid freshman season. 286. 21 at bats. 6 hits. The 0-1. Brome takes. A little bit outside, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The bases are loaded. The Crawdads trailing 2-0 as the 1-1 is a slider that misses in the dirt. Ryan Brome now in another hitter's count. 2-1. Brome showing some versatility early in this Crawdad season, playing first base tonight, but was in left field yesterday. The 2-1. Brome laces one up the middle. It'll get into center field, but Williams under it to make the catch. Tagging is Schmidt from third, and the runners from second and third are both going to advance. Runner from first stays in his place. Coleman Schmidt comes in to score, and the Crawdads on the board. It's 2-1. Really nice at bat from Ryan Brome. Moving up Ben-Shoshin to third. Schmidt coming in to score. First and third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. 2-1 now. The Crawdads still trailing. Matt King, shortstop out of UTSA. The 2-1. Lined into center. And under it, Jafari Williams to make the catch. But the Crawdads finally get on the board. A run on a hit. No errors. Couple runners left on. We'll head to the top of the fourth with the Crawdads trailing 2-1 here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads live stream. Top of the fourth inning here at Monte Vista High School. Austin Oda on with the call. 2-1. The Crawdads are trailing. A new pitcher for the Crawdads is going to be the left-handed pitcher Colson Abel, a freshman out of Texas Tech University. Didn't appear last year, but a really, really nice outing today from Fisher Johnson. Went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, but you could argue that they weren't unearned. They were earned runs, but 2 tough runs. It was a walk, a hit by pitch, a wild pitch, and a single, and then a hit by pitch, a stolen base, and a single. Both of those singles softly hit, and one of them bounced right off the second base bag. Fisher Johnson also struck out 6 batters. His slider really, really solid today. A really good outing from Fisher Johnson, the freshman out of USC. We'll bring on Colson Abel to pitch for the Crawdads. Abel so far on the season pitched 2 1/3 innings in 1 start. Gave up 2 runs. 1 of them was earned. Struck out 4 batters. Josiah Bryant, Swaroop Pujari, and Aaron Nathanson due up. The first pitch from Abel is grounded to the first base side, and it gets through the shifted defense for a single. Good start to the inning for the Force as 1 pitch nets them a base runner. Josiah Bryant stands on first. That'll bring up Aaron Nathanson.
Second baseman, Aaron Nathanson.
I was wondering what order they would hit in this time through the lineup, because we have it on our lineup cards that it's Nathanson in the 8 spot and Pujari in the 7 spot. I think we can go down and tell Coach Cummings about this, and I think they can get an out of this. Abel. Nathanson bunts to the first base side, and it's a good one, and no one's covering first. And it's going to be an infield single for Aaron Nathanson. Gave him an out. The Crawdads just didn't take it. Colson Abel stood about 10 feet from the mound. Didn't cover first. A miscommunication there. And all of a sudden, the Force are in business. Swaroop Pujari up at the plate. He singled in his first at bat after working a 2-2 count. He's got runners on first and second. Still no outs. The Crawdads trailing 2-1. Abel sets at the letters from the left-handed side. His first pitch bounces in the dirt. The runner's going to try for third. Tejero's going to come up and not fire over to third. As going into third is Josiah Bryant. First and third. A tough play there for Tejero on the ball in the dirt. Couldn't do anything with it. Smothered it, but bounced out a little too far in front of him. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. Runners on first and third for the Force. Abel in a jam. The 1-0. Fastball up high. 2-0. Nathanson takes his lead off first. Bryant off third. The 2-0. Cutter misses high and away. 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. Swaroop Pujari in the right-handed batter's box wearing the number 11. The 3-0. There's a strike. He swings through a pitch that would have been ball 4. Pujari has got a red helmet, an orange shirt, a purple arm sleeve, green shoes. He's really just all over the place. 3 balls, 1 strike to him. And this time he takes ball 4 down in the dirt, and Colson Abel struggling with command so far. Bases are going to be loaded. It's the bottom of the order. Roddy McGee did not look great in his first at bat, striking out on 4 pitches. But then Jafari Williams, Pete Savis, Not guys you want to face with runners on base. Abel in a big jam, trying to work out of it. Second appearance of the season for him. His first one went pretty well. Second one, not starting as much. First pitch, swung on, grounded first base side. He's going to go to second with it for the out. Brome feeds to the cutting king for the first out of the inning. A run does come in to score, and it's 3-1, the Force lead. Probably a smart decision by Brome with where he was playing to take it to second base, get the lead runner that he could. They knew with McGee's speed that they weren't going to be able to double him up. And I think that if Brome had been playing a little more shallow, if he had been holding the runner on, he would have been able to get an out at home. Was unable to do so. 3-1 now. Top of the lineup. First pitch is tipped back into the mitt of Zach Taharo in its own one. Runners on first and third, one out. Abel trying to work out of a jam. No balls, one strike. Pickoff move to first. They caught McGee going, and the Crawdads are going to throw it back to third, and in safely is the runner at third. Abel had a pickoff at first base. Was unable to get any outs out of it, and now a chance for a big inning for the Force. Runners on second and third, still just one out. An 0-1 count. Jafari Williams, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout and a hit by pitch. The 0-1, a big breaking ball that hits the outside part of the plate, and it's 0-2. Big strikeout situation. The Crawdads defense, the infield, playing in, trying to cut off that run at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Williams struck out in his first at bat, Abel trying to get that same result here. From the left side, he sets at the letters. He throws, and it comes in and hits him on the back foot. He took that back foot slider a little too literally, drilled him in the back foot, and that'll load the bases, and in an 0-2 count. Just not something you can do if you're Colson Abel. Brent Cummings is going to come out to talk to him. He's going to talk to the whole infield. He brings the entire infield in. Ellis from third, King from short. Puts from second, Brome from first, Taharo behind the plate. All of them on the mound with Brant Cummings. The second time Jafari Williams has been hit. I mean, with Jafari Williams, with his speed, you wonder if he crowds the plate on purpose because he's trying to get on base sometimes. Give him an extra runner. Because with his speed, if he's on first and there's no one in front of him, it's the equivalent of a triple. Bases are loaded. The Crawdads trail 3-1 here in the top of the fourth inning. Pete Savis now at the dish. Savis is 0 for 1. 1 for 1. A single and a walk in the first inning. The first pitch, a really nice off-speed pitch from Abel. Same thing that happened to Jafari Williams where he got up with that off-speed pitch on the outside for the first strike. And it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The bases are loaded. The 0-1. Fastball tails off the outside, and the count is even at 1. 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. Abel in a jam. Pujari on third. McGee at second. Williams at first. The 1-1. Chopper to shortstop. Could be 2, and it's going to be none. Off of the glove of Matt King. A run's going to come in to score off of a really poor error by the shortstop, Matt King. And for Matt King, His first game as a Crawdad. Not a good way to not a way to make a good first impression at the shortstop position. Supposed to be the captain of that infield. Unable to do so in that situation. So the error is going to keep the bases loaded as Francois swings through the first pitch for a strike. An unearned run for Abel, but he already gave up an earned one. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases still loaded. 4-1 the score. Abel laboring out there. The 0-1 is a slider. Tails inside, and now it's 1-1. Francois on the day. 0 for 2. He flew out to center field in his last at-bat, struck out swinging in the first. A lot of speed on the bases for the Force. The 1-1. He pulled the trigger but didn't fire. It's 2-1. Fastball. Up and away. Crawdads defense playing through a long inning here in this one. And it's tough with all the pitches that are thrown to stay on your toes. The 2-1. This one in the dirt. Tejero gobbles it up behind the plate, and it's 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Francois. Sets from the left side. Nice off-speed pitch that Francois swings through. Now it's 3-2. A lot of trouble with the fastball location today from Abel, but the off-speed has been working. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Abel sets at the letters. The 3-2 swung on and missed. A really nice off-speed pitch that time. And Abel gets the second out of the inning. And that's a big one. So it brings up Steve Elsner, who on the day 0 for 2. He's seen 7 pitches, 6 of them strikes, 2 strikeouts. Four to 1, bases still loaded. Abel, if he gets out of this with only 2 runs allowed, considering the error, I think he'd be happy with that. The first pitch on the outside corner with a fastball. That's the good fastball location of Colson Abel. The 8th batter to come to the plate so far this inning. Abel tosses the ball around in his left hand, still looking in for the sign. He's ready. He finds the one he wants. The 0-1. Fastball, same spot, and it's quickly 0-2. This becomes a big pitch. We've seen him go to the slider in this situation in the last at-bat because it's what he's been trusting so far today. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The bases are juiced. 4-1, the Crawdads trail here in the top of the 4th. Abel sets from the left side at the letters. His front foot planted. Here's his 0-2. An off-speed pitch and a beauty in the dirt. Nicely blocked by Tejero. Almost got Elsner to chase, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Abel. The 1-2. Fastball on the outside corner. Strike 3 looking. Abel, a tough inning, but he worked through it with just 2 runs allowed. 2 runs, a couple hits, an error. 3 runners left on base. The Crawdads trailing 4-1 when we come back at the bottom of the 4th here on the Crawdads live stream. Back here in the bottom of the fourth inning. A really tough inning from Colson Abel. You have to wonder, would he have been left in that spot if the Crawdads hadn't gone 12 last night? My answer is I don't think so. Loaded the bases, had to work out of a couple bases loaded jams. For the Crawdads this inning, it'll be 6, 7, 8, Joey Donnelly, Zach Tejero, Casey Cummings. And this is the same part of the lineup that was up for them in the second inning, and strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. Trying to change their fortunes here at the bottom of the fourth. Donnelly, out of Cal. Plays all over the diamond. First pitch to him. Fastball. Nice spot on the outside. A lot of movement, a lot of tail on that fastball. From Valario. The 0-1. Tried to do the same thing, but it missed low. It's 1-1. One. Donnelly. Chopper to short. Couple tough hops, but picked up and thrown onto first by Pajari for the first out of the inning. That ball didn't get a lot of the good sweet spot of the bat from Donnelly. Hit it softly right to the shortstop. Bring up Zach Tejero. 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. First pitch. Off-speed pitch just a little outside. It's 1-0. 1-0. Line drive to left field. Is it going to hang? It's not. It's going to get over the head of the left fielder, and Tejero's going to have extra bases. He gets into second standing up. And a stand-up double for Zach Tejero. The Crawdads have a runner in scoring position. The ball tailed over the head of the left fielder, McGee. Really nice at bat from Tejero. Already, it's pretty evident that Antoine Valerio, maybe not the same pitcher he was 2 innings ago. That'll bring up Casey Cummings. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Valerio struggles from the stretch. His first pitch is an off-speed pitch that catches the outside of the part of the plate, and it's 0-1. Valerio, like I mentioned earlier, likes to work very quick. Tosses the ball around in his hands. Sets and takes a step off. He's actually going to call his catcher, Pete Savis, over to the mound. And I think he was able to look in to the runner on second and Tejero, and catchers no catchers. I think he might have seen some gamesmanship, a little bit of maybe not sign stealing, but he was able to notice the signs of the catcher behind the plate. Trying to change it up a little bit. The 0-1 to Cummings. Taken. Just a little tight. 1-1. Cummings from the right side, hands held. Distanced from his helmet. The 1-1. Fastball on the outside, and it's 1-2. Cummings once again in a 2-strike count. He works the same 1-2 count in his last at bat. Struck out to end the second inning. 0 for 1 today. 3 for 11 on the season. The 1-2. Fouled back right over us. Count stays at 1-2. This season when I was calling Oregon softball, we had a couple situations where we would be sitting either in the stands or in a pretty open press box, and I really thought that I was going to get to catch one this year. Never happened. as the 1-2. It's taken up high. Actually, me and a couple of my friends from the radio station at Oregon, we went to a Giants game when we were down here for the Stanford series, and one of the Giants outfielders threw me a ball and I dropped it. So maybe it's better that I didn't get an opportunity during softball season. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Tejero takes his lead off second, the 2-2. Hit hard down the left field line, but it'll tail foul. An off-speed pitch, and Cummings sat out in front of it. Looks like the Crawdads have an arm warming up in their bullpen. I can't tell exactly who it is. It's a right-handed pitcher. It's like number 17. The 2-2. Cummings off his fist to the shortstop, and under it, Spajari makes the catch for the second out of the inning. A long at-bat for Cummings. Doesn't bear any fruit. It's the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Jude Putz. Putz grounded out on the first pitch he saw in the third inning.
Second baseman Jude Putz.
Really trying to find his footing this year. 1 for 13 in the early part of the season. First pitch to him. Way late on a fastball up in the zone. It's 0-1. Like I mentioned in his last at-bat, Jude Putz, really, really highly touted prospect. The number 7 overall player in Missouri. Didn't get any playing time on Arkansas. Good Razorback team and a good SEC conference. 0-1. Putz takes an off-speed pitch on the outside. A nice job framing that pitch by Savas, and it's quickly 0-2. Crawdads trailing 4-1. They're still undefeated on the season, but so far in this one, not looking great. No balls, 2 strikes to Putz. The 0-2. Down low with an off-speed pitch. Nicely taken by the 9th spot. Trying to get on base for Coleman Schmidt in the on-deck circle. Trying to get a new arm in the game. Antoine Valerio has been really solid so far. The 1-2 with Tejero on second base. Putz takes a fastball that brushes him back a little bit, and it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild. The runner on second, it's Zach Tejero. Antoine Valerio sets at the belt. His 2-2 pitch. Puts fly ball into center. Under it, Williams, couple steps to his left. He makes the catch, and that will end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors. Zach Tejero stranded on second base. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Crawdads trailing 4-1 here on the Crawdads live stream. Top of the 5th inning here. Walnut Creek Crawdads trailing 4-1. Coulson Abel back on the bump for a second inning of work. Really labored through the first inning. Gave up hits to the first two batters. Walked a batter, hit a batter. There was an error. Trying to get out of the second inning a little more clean. Top of the fifth inning, 4-1 the score. Cole Schaefer, Josiah Bryant, Swaroop Pujari. The 5, 6, 7 spots for the Force. First pitch, ground ball, second base side on a couple hops. Nicely stopped and thrown on to first by Jude Putz for the first out of the inning. One pitch, one out, and that's a good sign for Coulson Abel, who threw a lot of pitches in that first inning. I think he would take two more, one pitch, one out at bats. We'll bring up Josiah Bryant. Bryant in his last at-bat singled. This first at-bat got on a hit by pitch. He's 1 for 1. He scored 2 runs. Had a good day. First pitch to him. Breaking ball that hits the outside corner, and it's 0-1. The 0-1. Nice pitch, a slider. And Bryant couldn't hold up on it as it came into his back foot. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Abel from the windup. The 0-2. Tried to do the same thing, didn't get as much slide on it. Bounced in the dirt, and it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. In the dirt again with a slider, and it's 2-2. Abel's delivery has him going straight over the top with it, and I think sometimes that's when his slider doesn't get as much bite. Not able to get the same spin, same flick of the wrist from his left arm. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one, a slider that misses just outside, and it's 3-2. 2 very different pitches, the one before. Fell off too much. That one didn't finish enough. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. A 3-2 on the outside corner with a slider. Abel gets the call for the second out of the inning. A really nice pitch. The 3rd strikeout of the day.
Second baseman, Aaron Nathanson.
I'll bring up Aaron Nathanson. I keep thinking it's Swaroop Pujari in the 7th spot. It's not. It's not going to be. It's not going to be every time. Aaron Nathanson, who got his way on with a bunt single, takes up 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. A hard fastball on the inner part of the plate, and it's 1-1. Abel, we didn't get to see much of him from the windup in his last inning, and it's a different pitcher. The 1-1 swung on and missed again, this time a slider that bit on the bottom part of the plate, and it's 1-2. If you think about it, first batter you faced last inning, Josiah Bryant, hit one through the 3-4 hole, wasn't hit all that hard. After that, it was all stretch from Abel. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball, chopped third base side. Ellis takes a hop with it. He's thrown to first is low, and it's scooped out. 5-3, the putout. A much cleaner second inning from Coulson Abel. Crawdads still trailing 4-0. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base when we come back here in the bottom of the 5th. top of the fifth, or bottom of the fifth inning, excuse me, here at Monte Vista High School. New arm for the Bay Area Force. It's Andrew McAlpin out of Academy of Art University. What a day by Antoine Valerio. He was pretty terrific on the mound. Struck out 4 batters. Those were all in the first 2 innings, but only gave up a run to a really good Crawdads offense. This will act as a start for Andrew McAlpin as he'll face the 1-2-3 hitters in this lineup: Coleman Schmidt, Jack Ben Shoshan, and Ryan Ellis. Coleman Schmidt, 1 for 2 on the day, struck out in his first at bat on 3 pitches, doubled to the left center field gap in his last at bat, and then came around to score. First pitch to him. Inside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Schmidt has been this team's best hitter so far this season. The 1-0 misses down low, 2-0. Out of St. Mary's College, teammate of Ryan Ellis. Started 18 games this year, but played a lot as a defensive replacement or pinch runner. The 2-0, fouled back into the screen. And really, the problem with Schmidt this year was he was pretty productive on the season. I mean, 205 isn't great, but got on base almost 30% of the time. But the problem with him was the strikeout. 37 strikeouts and only 78 at-bats. 47% of at-bats were strikeouts. Hits this one high to center. Shallow. Williams crashing in, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. We'll bring up Jack Ben Shoshan on the day. 0 for 1, grounded out to third in his first at-bat and walked in his last at-bat. You talk about Coleman Schmidt striking out a lot. So does Jack Ben Shoshan. He, in his first season, as the first pitch is a slider on the outside for strike 1. His first season at Rice, started 14 games, got a hit in his first college at-bat. Struck out 25 times in 52 at-bats this season. Only 8 walks. About a 3-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio. As the 0-1 is a slider that looks pretty good to me, but Jack Ben Shoshan dove out of the way of it. Ball 1. The 1-1 is hit up the middle. Gets over the glove of McAlpin and fielded and thrown on to first on the run. A really nice play there by the second baseman, Aaron Nathanson. And there's quickly 2 outs in the inning. We'll bring up Ryan Ellis, who 0 for 0, 2 walks. Gets on base a lot for this team. Something he did a lot his freshman season at St. Mary's in 2021. He walked 18 times to only 13 strikeouts at a 393 OBP. Compare that to his 247 average. That's a big jump. Got on base a lot. First pitch to him. Catches the inside corner. It's 0-1. Ellis, not your traditional 3-hitter. A guy that gets on base a lot, but does it a lot with the walk. He lines this one into the left center field gap. Coming in, making a dive as the center fielder. It's going to get past him, and it's going to get to the wall. Ellis goes to past first, and he's going to stop at second. He's in with a double. Ryan Ellis, a 2-out double, has the Crawdads just a little step closer to putting another run on the board. Nice at bat from Ellis for his first hit of the game. 1 for 1, 2 walks. A solid day so far for Ryan Ellis. His second double of the season. He's now 5 for 16 on the year, and it'll bring up Ryan Brome, who has the only RBI so far today for the Crawdads. In his last at bat, he hit one hard to center field for a sac fly. Brome takes strike 1 on the inside. And on that last play, Jafari Williams made a dive on a ball that was 5-10 feet away from him. It wasn't particularly close to making the catch, and I think if he had fielded that on a hop, Ellis would still be standing at first. The 0-1 to Brome. Just a bit inside, and it's 1-1. Williams played that ball in center like it was do or die, and he has a 3-run lead in the fifth. I think that, if anything, trapping that ball in front of him was the smarter decision. The 1-1. Slider, nice pitch by McAlpin. Hits the outside corner, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Crawdads trail at 4-1. 1-2. In the dirt, smothered by Savis. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Brome takes on the inside corner. Strike 3 looking. He goes down. No runs, a hit, no errors. Ryan Ellis left on base after his double. The Crawdads running out of time. We head to the top of the 6th with them down 4-1 here on the Crawdads live stream. A new arm for the Crawdads. It's number 14, Alex Carnes, out of Utah Valley University. The Crawdads trailing 4-1, top of the 6th inning. Glad to have you joining us. It's Austin Oda with the call here on the Crawdads live stream. Alex Carnes, the new arm, replacing Colson Abel, who really struggled in his first inning and really stepped it up in the second. But Alex Carnes on the season. So far for the Crawdads, he's appeared once. Carnes, an inning and 2/3, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Pretty symbolic of his season at Utah Valley, where he appeared somewhat frequently. He pitched in 10 games. Good strikeout stuff, 15 strikeouts in 14 innings, but the 11 walks. That hurts. First pitch to Pajari, laced into the right center field gap. That's going to get down for a hit. A really nice job by the right fielder Cummings to cut that one off in the gap and hold Pajari to just a single. That ball was hit hard. Swaroop Pajari having a solid day out of Herkimer College, Yorktown Heights, New York. Town High School. Having a good day. It's 2 for 2 with a walk. First pitch now to Roddy McGee. It's taken for a strike. 0-1. Roddy McGee, Mountain View, California. Swings at the 0-1 and fouls it off to the left. I might have played Roddy McGee in high school. The team wasn't great, but they were definitely better than us. The 0-2 off the outside with an off-speed pitch, and it's 1-2. And I've talked a little bit about how many different accessories this team has. Roddy McGee's in pinstripes. 1-2, chopper at first base side, foul. One and 2 to Roddy McGee. No outs here in the top of the 6th. The 1-2. McGee takes way up high with a fastball. Middle infield double play depth. Ellis playing tight on the corner. The 2-2. McGee in the air, left center. Ranging over Ben Shoshan, and he makes the catch. Going to his left for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the top of the order, and Jafari Williams, who 0 for 1, struck out in his first at bat, and then was hit by 2 straight pitches. 2 pitches and 2 separate at bats, I should say. And while the middle infield is in double play depth, this is not a guy that they are going to double up. With his speed, the ball has to be hit very hard to double him up at first base. First pitch to him. An off-speed pitch way up high. Pulled Tejero out of his stance. 1 ball, no strikes. Tejero motioning for his pitcher to step off. He does. Pickoff move doesn't come, just resets. 1-0 to Williams. Line drive up the middle. Schmidt coming in. It's going to drop in front of him. Hard hit ball. But the runner's just going to move up a base. In Swaroop Pujari, he's going to get to second as Williams, his first hit of the game, comes from a single right back up the box. We'll bring up Pete Savas. Savas on the day. Reached base 3 times. 3 different varieties. He walked in his first at bat, singled in his second bat, reached on a pretty tough error in his third at bat. Officially, he's 1 for 2. First pitch, missed a little high. 1-0. The Crawdads trail at 4-1, trying to stay undefeated on the season. As Carnes 1-0 hit into center field. Schmidt takes a step in and then goes back, retreats on the ball. The runner from second is going to tag, try to go to third. The throw is perfect. It's in time. A perfect throw from Coleman Schmidt to get Swaroop Pujari at third, and that's going to end the inning. What a play by Coleman Schmidt. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, a runner left on base. We're going to head to the bottom of the 6th. The Crawdads trying to get a little momentum here on the Crawdads live stream. back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-1 the score. Crawdads trying to come back in this one. A really nice play by Coleman Schmidt to nab the runner at third base to end the last inning. And I don't think we've seen enough of this team to say if they ride on momentum, but any team will take momentum, and that's the kind of play that shifts momentum.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for Walnut Creek, the shortstop, number 3, Matt King.
Andrew McAlpin still on the mound, facing Matt King. He takes the first pitch down low. And Matt King trying to start making a better impression on his team. He's popped out to second. He lined out to center to end the inning, and he made a pretty poor error. He takes the 1-0. First strike. It's 1-1. Matt King is a legitimate D1 player. He started 43 games for UTSA. These Crawdads had 2 UTSA players come in today. Matt King and Sammy Diaz, the catcher, as the 1-1 to King. An off-speed pitch slides over the plate, 1-2. King, like I mentioned, started 43 games, hit .237, a home run, 17 RBI. The 1-2 comes in and gets him on the head. He's definitely shaken up a little bit, trying to walk it off. That one looked like he got the awkward spot between the helmet and the top of the shoulder. So he'll get on base. And really, because it looks like he's okay, I think the Crawdads will take a base runner here. They need to keep adding on. Or not adding on. They need to get back on the board. Haven't scored since the 3rd. It'll bring up Joey Donnelly. The DH today, caught yesterday. First pitch to him is a slider that catches the inside part of the plate in its own one. Donnelly had a really tough day yesterday behind the plate early in the game. McAlpin, his 0-1, grounded foul. When I got here, Coach Cummings was talking to Zach Taharo about how he's grown as a coach, and he was saying that if it was 15 years ago, he would have been chewing him out for having a bad day behind the plate. But yesterday, all he did was went over and showed him support, gave him a hug. Understanding what your players need in different situations, and that's something Brant Cummings is pretty good at. Pickoff move to first is late. No balls, 2 strikes to Joey Donnelly. The 0-2. Way up high and outside. 1-2. Second baseman, Nathanson, playing on the grass in right field. Shifted slightly to the right side, but not an overshift. The 1-2. Down and in, and Savis thought he would get the call on that one. Pounced up like he was going to make a 3rd strike. Was unable to do so. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. Popped up left side, drifting, and it'll get back foul. Savis motions for his pitcher to start feeding back on the inside part of the plate. That one leaked too far outside, and I think they're trying to come into Donnelly, trying to attack that weak spot on the inner part of the zone. Savis is going to call time. He's going to motion his pitcher to step off, and he does. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The Crawdads trailing 4-1. Bottom of the 6th inning. The runner on first, King. Donnelly with King running. Ball fouled. Back behind us. gets in around a couple classrooms here at Monte Vista. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Donnelly in the left-handed batter's box wearing the number 10. Hands held at about his shoulder length. The 2-2. Catches the lower inside part of the plate for strike 3. Looks like the same pitch that was called the ball earlier. This time, McAlpin got the call. Strike 3. Looking. Donnelly goes down for the second time today, and there's 1 out. Bring up Zach Taharo, who laced a double into left field his last at bat. Trying to do the same thing here. It's the first pitch. Try to go the other way with it, just hit it too lightly. Foul. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Pickoff move back to first, and King is back in safely. The 0-1, runner's going. The throw to second is going to be high. The tag comes in. The ball beat him to the bag, and he's going to be called out. I thought King might have gotten his right hand in on the slide, but a dust cloud is going to send King away. Second out of the inning. 1-1 is the count to Taharo when he comes back to the plate. 2 outs now. Crawdads still trailing 4-1. 1-1. Taharo takes high and away. A fastball. 2-1. Monte Vista High School a home for the Walnut Creek Crawdads this summer. They're trailing as the 2-1 tails inside 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike, a good hitter's count for Taharo. He went to left center on a 1-0 pitch in his last at bat, trying to do the same here. The 3-1 pitch, Taharo off the fist, second base side. Under it, the second baseman, Nathanson, for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. The walk thrown out at second. We'll head to the top of the 7th. The Crawdads still trailing 4-1 here on the Crawdads live stream. Top of the 7th inning, the Crawdads 3-0 season starting to look more and more bleak as this game goes on. They're trailing 4-1 here against a team that they just beat pretty badly a couple days ago. This same Bay Area Force team. Alex Carnes back for his 2nd inning of work on the mound. His first pitch runs high. The 3-4-5 spot in this Crawdads order. Malachi Francois, Steve Elsner, Cole Schaefer. 3, 4, 5, you think this is the heart of the order. This is the part of the order that's going to get you the most runs, as the 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike right down the middle. But the 3, 4, 5 spot in this lineup, 0 for 9 with 5 Ks. It's been the rest of the lineup that's done the damage. The 1-1 hit hard, but foul. Off to the right. One and two. A loud strike, but a strike anyway. The 1-2 pitch. In the dirt. Taken. 2-2. Crawdads have action in their bullpen. It's another right-hander. We can't completely see the number from this angle as the 2-2. Chopped third base side. Coming in, making the tough play. Ellis, his long throw to first. In time. Nice play. Ryan Ellis. Showing off the arm. 2 plays today where the first time it was a high chopper that he jumped up to get it and make sure he was able to throw onto first in time. That one, a ball over the third base bag. Made that really, really tough 120-ish foot throw to get the out at first. Really nice day defensively by Ryan Ellis. 1 down for Steve Elsner, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Takes the first pitch on the outside edge. Trying to avoid that golden sombrero. The 0-1. Chopped to the third base side, foul, and Elsner 1 strike away from no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch off the outside, ball 1. And I mean, he hasn't even really put up a fight in any of these at bats. It was a 4-pitch strikeout in the first, a 3-pitch strikeout in the third, 4-pitch strikeout in the 5th. Now the 4th pitch, the 1-2. Swung on, foul tipped. There's the sombrero. 4 strikeouts on the day for Elsner. He's not happy about it. He tossed the bat to the next batter. I think he might have been using another bat to try and get himself some good luck. And, you know, this middle part of the lineup now 0 for 11. Bring up Cole Schaefer. First pitch, down. In the dirt. Zach Tejero tried to frame that ball. Tried to see if umpire was sleeping back behind the plate, but that ball bounced. 1 ball, no strikes. Fly ball, deep left center. This one's got a chance. This one is going to sail way gone. A solo shot by Cole Schaefer over the trees in left center field. The first hit from the 3, 4, or 5 spot gives the Force a 5-1 lead. That ball was clobbered off the bat of Cole Schaefer. 5-1 now. The Force with a big lead. And with the lack of offense that the Crawdads are putting together, I mean, they're going down 1, 2, 3 most of these innings. It's hard to see them coming back. First pitch to Bryant on the inside corner. Thought it might have missed tight. Didn't. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. This one popped in the air, right side on the infield. Under it is Brome. Fighting the sun, makes the catch. That'll end the inning. Well, a run, and it was a big one. A big solo shot for Cole Schaefer. No runners left on base. No errors. Led to the bottom of the 7th. The Crawdads trailing 5-1 here on the Crawdads live stream. a rough 6.5 innings so far for the Crawdads as they head to the bottom of the 7th. They're half of the 7th, trailing 5-1 here on the Crawdads live stream network. Austin Oda with the call. Glad you're joining us. If you're a Crawdads fan, I'm sorry. This team has been 3-0. I think we were talking about this between innings. I think I might be the bad luck. Still 9 outs to play with for the Crawdads. Casey Cummings, Jude Putz, Coleman Schmidt, the 8-9-1 spots as Casey Cummings takes the first pitch, a lazy breaking ball that sails a little bit high. 1-0. Pitch. Same spot. This time it's called a strike, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Cummings hits one foul back behind the screen, and it's 1-2. On the day, Cummings 0 for 2. He struck out in his first at-bat, popped out lazily to the shortstop Pajari in his second at-bat. In a 1-2 hole here, trying to get out of it. The 1-2. Slider cut through and missed. The first out of the inning and the second strikeout of the day for Casey Cummings. Going to bring up Jude Putz. Putz chopped out to the third baseman in his first at-bat and then lined out to center in his second at-bat. Put good wood on the ball in his second time through. You know, from broadcasting and covering college baseball and softball all year, I've been so used to not saying put good wood on it, and I've had to say like good aluminum. Just feels weird. Good wood rolls off the tongue a little better as the first pitch misses away. One ball, no strikes as Putz swings through a hard fastball at the top of the zone. 1-1. The 1-1. Slider that catches the outer half. It's 1-2. Putz in a hole. The same hole that Casey Cummings was in. Struck out twice so far this year. 1 for 14. As the 1-2 up and away. 2-2. Crawdads team came into this game hitting .325. They only have 4 hits so far today. The 2-2. Putz, fly ball, right field. Shallow, ranging over and coming in to make a catch is the right fielder, Elsner. Second out of the inning. I'll bring up the top of the lineup for Coleman Schmidt. 1 for 3 on the day, a double, a fly out, and a strikeout. Seven outs to play with, but already some Don't Stop Believing playing through Monte Vista High School. 5-1 the score. Schmidt takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. The defense playing slightly shaded to the left in the outfield. The infield straight up. 1-0. Schmidt, fly ball left field. McGee ranging over and making the catch. Another quick 1-2-3 inning for the Crawdads. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We'll head to the top of the 8th here on the Crawdads live stream. Top of the 8th inning here at Monte Vista High School. A new pitcher for the Crawdads. It's Adris Azani, donning the number 19 out of Santa Barbara Community College. Last year at SBCC, pitched in 7 games. A lot of strikeouts from the right side from him. 15 strikeouts in 9 innings pitched. But a lot of pitchers on this team have the same story. Struggled with a walk. 10 walks in those 9 innings pitched. But really, he struggled a lot in the first 2 2/3 innings, 2 1/3 innings that he pitched in. After that, 6 2/3 innings, only a run, struck out 10. So, pitching well going into his stint with the Crawdads. And also, the Crawdads have a new catcher behind the plate. It's Sammy Diaz back there. Sammy Diaz, the catcher from UTSA. And it's another guy that has some legit D1 talent. Sammy Diaz was named to the Buster Posey Award watch list earlier this year. He can play. And Diaz, before the game, he showed up today. And I saw him talking to Coach Cummings for the first time, and I heard the questions, do you have an extra belt and do you have an extra hat? So I think he's lucky that he's catching right now, so he doesn't have to wear that hat. He's only got to wear the helmet back there. But you have to wonder how much of this equipment that he has he's borrowing. As Nathanson takes the first pitch from Azani up high. 1-0. Top of the 8th inning, the Dads are trailing 5-1. One tails low, and it's 2-1. Excuse me, 2-0. I would assume that Sammy Diaz is taking the spot of Zach Tajero directly. There's not a weird other positional switch. I don't see Tajero anywhere else on the field as the 2-0. It's taken for a strike. So Sammy Diaz in the 7th spot. The 2-1 is hit foul. Back off to the right, and it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Azani's 2-2, popped up in the air, left side, drifting over into foul territory. Ellis calls it off, and he's going to make the catch. Really nice play by Ryan Ellis. It's his 3rd pretty solid play at the hot corner day. I think known as more of a middle infielder, he plays a lot of second base for St. Mary's, but in replacement of Jacob Krieg, the everyday 3rd baseman so far for this team, he's playing a good 3rd base. We'll bring up Swaroop Pujari. He is having a great day at the plate. He's 2 for 2 with a walk. As the first pitch to Pujari, chopped 3rd base side. Almost cut off in the hole. Nice play from the shortstop, Matt King. Ellis ranged over from his 3rd base position, couldn't handle the ball. Behind him, King picked a long hop and was able to fire from the 5-6 hole to make the play at first. 2 really nice plays from this Crawdads defense. I'll bring up Roddy McGee in the 9 hole. 0 for 3 today. Takes the first pitch on the outside edge for a strike. Nice job by Sammy Diaz to pull that one back in. McGee struck out in his first at bat. Grounded into a fielder's choice in his 2nd. Popped out to left in his 3rd. Azani fires a changeup in, and McGee lazily swings and misses. It's 0-2. Azani trying to work a clean inning. The 0-2 from Azani to McGee. Here it comes. Fastball up high. It's the 8th inning, and the Crawdads have only had one 1-2-3 inning so far on defense. As the 1-2. Line drive up the middle. It's off the glove of Azani. Ranging over the 2nd baseman. He's going to fire to first. The throw is in time. A nice play by the 2nd baseman, Jude Putz, to get the out at first. 1-4-3 on the putout that time. That'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. The second 1-2-3 inning for the Crawdads will head to the bottom of the 8th. Crawdads got to put some runs on the board here on the Crawdads live stream. Andrew McAlpin still on the mound for the Force. He's been solid. He hasn't given up a run. This will be his 4th inning of work. The 2, 3, 4 spots in the Crawdads lineup back: Jack Ben Shoshan, Ryan Ellis, Ryan Brome. Trying to put some runs on the board for the Crawdads. First pitch comes in and hits him. A lot of hit batters today from both of these teams. I think that's the 5th combined. And a day after playing 12 innings, Crawdads don't want to be losing hitters to injury. It'll bring up Ryan Ellis, who I think Ryan Ellis has been the player of the game for the Crawdads so far today. He's 1 for 1. He's doubled. He has 2 walks, and he has played a tremendous third base after playing mostly middle infield so far this season. He's looked really, really good at the hot corner.
Third baseman, Ryan Ellis.
Ryan Ellis, the 3 spot, as the pickoff move to first is not in time. 5-1, the Crawdads lead. They've got a runner on base, trying to make something happen out of that. First pitch to Ryan Ellis. Taken right down the pipe. 0-1. Ellis, only 5'9", but plays with a lot of hustle. It's really fun to watch out there. The 0-1 is the pickoff move back to first, and back in safely is Ben Shoshan. Ryan Ellis, the kind of player you want to play for. He's just going to consistently hustle, make good plays. The 0-1 to Ellis. Line drive over the head of the first baseman and into the outfield. Heading from second to third is Jack Ben Shoshan, and stopping at first is Ryan Ellis with his second hit of the day. He's 2 for 2. The Crawdads all of a sudden have a little momentum brewing. Runners on first and third with no outs. Really nice job by Ellis to take that pitch on the inside half of the plate and turn on it, stay inside the baseball, and drive it into right field. This is the part of the lineup you want up in this situation. Ryan Brome, 1 for 2 today. Singled in his first at-bat. Crushed the ball to center field in his second at-bat that was caught. It brought in a run for a sac fly and then struck out swinging in his third at-bat. Trying to make something happen here in his fourth. Brome from the left-handed side, a lot of power. First pitch to Brome, fly ball left side. Third baseman trailing over. He's got room. He makes a sliding catch. He's going to fake the throw, and actually he dropped the ball. And they're going to say he did catch the ball. The transfer allowed him to drop it. He made the catch. The catch is made. It's going to be the second sac fly of the day for Ryan Brome as Jack Ben Shoshan came in to score. Ryan Ellis moved up to second. Ryan Brome, his second RBI of the day. He has driven in both of the runs for the Crawdads. It's a really, really nice play. Sliding over Malachi Francois. Starting about 15 feet off the line, moving about 45 feet to the left of the foul line. It's a really nice play. First pitch to Matt King is taken high, ball one. Five to 2 now. Crawdads still trailing, but trying to put some more runs on the board. The 1-0. King takes a little bit tight. 2-0. Crawdads have an arm warming up in the bullpen, but really nice 8th inning from Adriz Zazani as the 2-0 is taken down and away 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. It'll be interesting to see if King has the green light here. I would assume not. Down 3. The 3-0. He does not. He takes, and it's up high. Ball 4. Anything can happen. Tying run comes to the plate, and Joey Donnelly. Donnelly 0 for 3 today, though. 2 strikeouts and a ground out to shortstop. That ball just hit off his fists. Hitting from the left-handed side, Donnelly does have the left-right advantage.
Designated hitter, Joey Donnelly.
Donnelly has 3 RBI on the season, trying to add a couple more big ones. The runner from second's running. The throw to third is not nearly in time. A great jump by Ryan Ellis from second base. And a big steal is going to put 2 runners in scoring position for Donnelly, as on that steal, Matt King moved up to second. A great jump by Ryan Ellis from second base. Saw that one coming from a mile away. McAlpin just didn't look. Oh, no balls, 1 strike. The 0-1. Donnelly swings through another fastball, and it's quickly 0-2. And really in this situation, if you're Joey Donnelly, just got to put the ball in play. Really, with the middle infield playing as far back as they are, the third baseman, Francois, playing so far off the line, a ball hit on the ground is almost definitely at least 1 run. And a ball hit in the air with the speed of Ellis on third is definitely a run. The 0-2 is taken tight and a little bit low. It's 1-2. Crawdads putting a little pressure on here, albeit still premature. 1-2 with 1 out. Donnelly stays alive, tips this one back into the screen. Count stays at 1-2. Ellis on third, King on second. 5-2 the Crawdads trail here in the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to stay undefeated on the season. The 1-2. Donnelly crushes this ball to right field. That's going to drop. That's going to bring in 2. Rounding third, heading home is King. He's going to be in there safely. Donnelly's going to be into second with a stand-up double. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-4 baseball game. The go-ahead run is standing in the batter's box. The tying run is in scoring position on second. A beautiful piece of 1-2 hitting there that time by Joey Donnelly brings in 2 runs, and the Dads are within 1. Joey Donnelly's 2-run double gives him his 4th and 5th RBI on the season. It's tied with second on the team. Oh, third now. Ryan Brome drove in 2 today. Tied with Zach Tejero and Jack Ben-Shoshan. Sammy Diaz now at the plate, and this is a guy I'm really excited to watch this summer. First pitch to Diaz. It's taken tight, ball 1. Like I mentioned in the last inning, Sammy Diaz, somewhat early in the season, was named to the Buster Posey Award watch list for top collegiate catcher. On the start of the season with UTSA, he was on a tear. From February 20th to March 25th, he had a 13-game hit streak as the 1-0 Diaz pops it high in the air on the infield, ranging over the shortstop Pajari. He's going to make the catch, and tough first out from Sammy Diaz. First out of his career here as a Crawdad for Sammy Diaz. 2 outs in the inning. They'll bring up Casey Cummings. Cummings on the day, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a pop-out. Has not been his day at the plate. First pitch to him. Strike 1 on the outside. The kid in the stands just told Casey Cummings what I think he wants to do, which is drive him in, tie the game, help your team. Really good advice coming from the fans here. The 0-1, Cummings takes on the inside. It's 0-2. And all of a sudden, this zone that was just tiny has really expanded. That pitch, the first pitch was a ball outside, called a strike. The second pitch, a ball inside, called a strike. And it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Slider outside. 1-2. Casey Cummings just trying to put the bat on the ball. Ball in play, make things happen. McAlpin steps off the rubber, now steps back on. He checks in for the sign. Is 1-2. Fastball up and away. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild. The Crawdads have scored 3 times in the inning, trying to add 1 more to tie it, 2 more to take the lead. Runner on second. He's going to be stranded there. Cummings strikes out swinging, his 3rd strikeout of the day. But a really good inning for the Crawdads. 3 runs scored, 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on second. We head to the top of the 9th, the last inning of the game, here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads live stream. Top of the 9th inning here at Monte Vista High School in Danville, California, as a new pitcher. It's number 32, Ben Clark, out of Utah Tech. College formerly known as Dixie State, if you're more familiar with that one. Ben Clark, a freshman, 6'3", 190-pounder. Thrown 2 1/3 innings so far this year. 2 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, a strikeout and a walk. It'll be the top 3 in the lineup for the Force. Jafari Williams, Pete Savis, Malachi Francois. 5-4 the score. Ben Clark taking the bump. His first pitch to Jafari Williams. Slider that catches the zone. Really nice pitch to start off the inning for Ben Clark, and it's 0-1. The 0-1. Slider swung on and missed again, and Ben Clark is dancing around the strike zone. Just 2 pitches, but he's looking good so far. Jafari Williams, 1 for 2, has been hit twice, also singled. The 0-2. He goes down swinging. A really nice 3 slider combination. There's one out in the inning. We'll bring up Pete Savis.
Catcher, Pete Savis.
Savis on the day. Savis on the day, 1 for 3. Walked in his first at bat, also singled, lined out to center, and grounded out on an error to the shortstop, First pitch to him, popped in the air, right side. Under it, puts, calls it off, makes the catch. 2 quick outs. 5-4, the Crawdads still trail. Added 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th. And it'll bring up Malachi Francois. Francois 0 for 4 on the day, struck out twice. First pitch to him is a slider and a beauty on the outside edge. 0-1.
Third baseman, Malachi Francois.
The 0-1. Slider. This one's taken low. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Francois as swings, trying to add a run. He's not happy right now, and that was a big swing and not a great one at that. He swung through it. It's 1-2. Ben Clark trying to get his second strikeout of the day. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Slider. A really nice one. Tried to front door him, and Francois tipped it back to the screen. Another huge swing from the third baseman. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-4 the score here in the top of the 9th. The 1-2. Line drive up the middle. It'll drop in front of the shortstop. His throw to first is high and well high into the Crawdads dugout, and the second error on the day for Matt King, and really that one wasn't even close. And he's hurt. He's down on the field. I don't know if it was something about his footing or maybe something in his arm, but he's down on the field. Weird injury there. A pretty routine ground ball to the shortstop, Matt King. Player out of UTSA, the teammate of the guy that's catching behind the plate now. He's down on the field, and he's hurt. Get him back up. He's limping now. He's going to be replaced. Jacob Krieg is going to come into the game. Supposed to be an off day for Krieg, but he's going to come in. Krieg played 12 innings yesterday. Matt King, supposed to be a pretty big player for this team. He's going to be taken out in favor. Number 29, Jacob Krieg, the Oregon State commit. Krieg's going to move to third. Moving over to short is Ellis.
Ryan Ellis moving over to shortstop, now playing third base, number 29, Jacob Craig. And now batting for the force, number 14, right fielder Steve Elsner.
Steve Elsner now at the plate. He's 0 for 4 today. 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts, 3 of them swinging, 1 of them looking. He's got the golden sombrero. One more. It's up to the platinum level. First pitch to him. Hey, he makes contact with it. Fly ball to right field. Right there is Casey Cummings. He makes the catch. But hey, he avoided that platinum sombrero. No runs, no hits, 1 error. A runner left on second. Led to the bottom of the 9th. The Crawdads need 1 to tie, 2 to walk it off here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads live stream network. Bottom of the 9th inning here. Danville, California, the home of the Walnut Creek Crawdads for this summer. And the Crawdads still undefeated on the season. They're down 1, trying to score 2 to walk it off, 1 to tie. Part of the lineup due up. Jude Putz, Coleman Schmidt, Jack Ben, Shoshan, all due up this inning. We'll start it off with Jude Putz, who's 0 for 3 today. Still on the mound is Andrew McAlpin.
Leading off the bottom of the 9th inning for the Crawdads, second baseman number 4, Jude Putz.
McAlpin working exclusively from the stretch, sets at the letters. He's ready to go. The first pitch to Putz. Line drive to center, going back on it, and leaping to make the catch. Nice play there by Jafari Williams, and really he made that catch a little tougher than it needed to be, but the ball hit right at him. That's one of the toughest plays in baseball for an outfielder to make, and he made it. Maybe not made it look easy, but he made it for the first out of the inning. Putz hits the ball hard, put him in a position to make something happen, just couldn't get anything out of it. That'll bring up the top of the lineup in Coleman Schmidt. 1 for 4 today. He's flown out twice. He doubled, and he struck out in his first at-bat. He is not having any trouble adjusting to this wood bat league. He's now under 500, but has been over 500 for most of the season. First pitch to Schmidt. Up and away. Ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, taken down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Trying to get on base for the 2 spot. It's Jack Ben Shoshan in the lineup, but on the on-deck circle is Brian Duroff. He's been team's primary first baseman for most of the season. 2-0. Coleman Schmidt at the dish, wide open stance. 2-0. Misses up high, 3-0. Looked good from this angle, but Crawdads will take that 3-1 count. 3-0 count, excuse me. 1 out, 5-4, the Crawdads trail. As 3-0, this one up and in. Ball 4. Crawdads have a runner on base, and it's huge that it's Coleman Schmidt because not only is he a guy that can score on a ball in the gap, but he can steal a base and put the Crawdads in a position to where a single would tie it. I'll bring up Brian Duroff. Duroff out of the College of San Mateo. Teammates there with starting catcher for today, Zach Taharo. Hit .292 with 7 home runs this season. A really solid season. First pitch is a strike. It's dropped. Actually, he's at Chabot College. Excuse me. Duroff so far this season, 214. He does have a homer. 3 runs batted in. Pickoff move to first is high. Back in safely is Schmidt. I think this is a situation where even though the catcher, Savis, is throwing out a runner today, I would not be surprised if Schmidt tried to take second base. No balls, 1 strike, the count to Duroff. He takes on the outside edge. Nice spot. 0-2. Brian Duroff has been watching this game for the dugout. It's a pitch that's been called the ball about all day. He's a little taken aback by that one. No balls, 2 strikes. Now he's got to protect. Schmidt runs. Pitch is lined into right field. Under it is the right fielder. He's going to catch it. The throw is going to come back to first, and it's going to be late and up the line. Getting back safely is Schmidt. Nearly game-ending line-out double play, but Schmidt was able to get back in time, and it'll bring up Ryan Ellis. Ellis has been terrific today. He's been all over the field defensively. He's made a couple of really nice plays at third. He moved over to shortstop, after the King error, or excuse me, the King injury. He's also 2 for 2. He's doubled, he's singled, he's stolen a base, he's scored a run, he's walked twice. Really, he's a big part of the reason this team is in the game right now. And Andrew McAlpin motions for his first baseman to hold on the runner at first. It's a tying run. It's a guy with a lot of speed. Don't want to get him too big of a lead. First pitch coming up to Ellis. Slider. Nice pitch on the inside edge, and it's 0-1. Ellis, not a ton of power. More of a gaps guy. Yet to hit a collegiate home run. He's a guy that puts the bat on the ball. The 0-1. Fouled straight back, and it's 0-2. Ellis trying to stay alive here. In a big spot. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first is Schmidt. McAlpin on the mound in an 0-2 count. The Crawdads trailing 5-4. He checks in for the sign. Dangles his right elbow. He's ready. Sets at the letters. The 0-2. Down and inside. Ball 1. Good eye by Ellis. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Schmidt takes his lead off first. He's being held on. McAlpin checks him. Now sets. Back pick, not in time. 1-2. 5-4, the Crawdads trail. McAlpin, he's ready. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Fastball on the outer part of the plate. Ellis was late on it. That'll do it for the Crawdads. Get the tying run on base in Coleman Schmidt, but they drop their first game of the season. They fall to 3-1 on the year. Starting pitching was good. Fisher Johnson was impressive on the mound. Good strikeout stuff. Worked his command all day. Couple bad breaks. After that, Colson Abel really struggled to get things going. Then, following him, the bullpen was solid. Alex Carnes had a good inning, and Dre Zenzani had a good inning. Ending it out, Ben Clark was really solid. Offensively, this team just couldn't get anything going for the first 7 innings. Coleman Schmidt finished his day 1 for 4. Jack Ben Shoshan finished his day 0 for 2. Ryan Ellis had a great game. Ended 2 for 3. His last at bat. Strikeout to end the game. Ryan Brome drove in 2 runs, both on sac flies. Other than that, went 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Matt King, a tough first appearance in a Crawdads uniform. Went 0 for 2, got hit, got walked, scored a run, stole a base, but made 2 bad errors and got injured at the end of the game. Joey Donnelly, 1 for 4 with a double. Zach Tejero, 1 for 3, a double. Sammy Diaz popped out in his place in the 8th. Casey Cummings, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. He had the hat trick, and Jude Putz in the 9 spot, 0 for 4. Hit a couple balls hard, but still sitting on 1 hit for the season. It's going to do it for us here today on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. We'll be back right here tomorrow. Well, not right here. We'll be away. A 5 o'clock game in Sonoma as the Crawdads play again tomorrow night at 5. Thank you for joining us. Austin Oda on the call here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network.